Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Virtual Coffee Break with Tanisha. I am your host, Tanisha Burke. And how is everyone doing today? Hey, Devorah.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Dee Pryor is in the building. I'm so happy that you were able to join us today.
Yes.
And look who, do we got CJ in the house?
Yes.
CJ, CJ, how you doing? I'm
Hey
so glad
y'all, hey
you were
y'all.
able to join us. And we got Director Burke in the building, my better half. How's everybody
Yes,
doing? Look at D Pryor
good
using the
afternoon, sir.
as a
And I'm glad I got the memo for
Pryor,
the
you
pink.
on
I'm glad I
camera.
got the memo. I'm glad I got the memo for the pink.
What'd you say?
As I'm glad I got the memo for the pink.
Yes, today is Pink Day. Absolutely, absolutely. Y'all like my Wawa shirt that my husband got me?
Yes,
We love
ma'am.
Wawa.
I think they're building a Wawa by the airport. That would be so nice.
Yes, absolutely. Well, welcome everyone to Virtual Coffee Break today. It is Tuesday, and I'm going to jump right into our topic. For the month of February, we are talking about your first year in network marketing by Mark and Rene Yarnell. And so, if you are new to my channel, welcome. So happy to have you. We discuss network marketing, being a business owner, and all the things that affect us as business owners in the industry of network marketing. And if you are returning, welcome home. Welcome back. So happy to see you. I'm going to put in the chat the link. If anybody wants to join us on stage, just make sure you are camera ready. I'm posting that link in the chat. We're happy to have you. Please do me a favor. Like this channel, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button, and share. Sharing is caring, but it definitely helps with the algorithm to make sure that more people get to see and hear the information that we are sharing. Let me go to the chat. Hello, Luz. Welcome. Great afternoon. Great afternoon. We have Barbara Henry joining us. Hello, Miss Barbara. So happy to have you. We got Amazing K joining us in studio. Welcome, welcome. We got Chrissy Paul. Good afternoon, Miss Chrissy. And we got Lynette checking in from Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for joining. Who else we got over here? We have Arthetis is joining us. Great afternoon. Great afternoon. And of course, we got Miss Angie Lang joining us from Alabama. As my daddy would say, roll tide. Isn't that it? Isn't that it, Boo? I think that's what they say out there. Roll tides? Yeah. Or is it roll tide? Is there an S at the end? No S? Okay. Roll tide. I know I didn't say that right. Hey, Miss Antoinette, joining us from Houston, Texas. They do it big in Houston. All right. Y'all ready to jump into our topic today? So last week, Thursday, we kicked it off with chapter 1 of the book Your First Year in Network Marketing by Mark and Rene Yarnell, which was basically about rejection, avoiding rejection, right? So today, the topic, get to my notes here. So, yes, we're doing the first year in network marketing. Today, we're on chapter 2, avoiding the management trap. Avoiding the management trap. Welcome, Cliff. Glad you were able to join us. So, let me ask this question. Has anyone felt like they've gotten caught in the management trap in their network marketing business? And it's so easy to fall into, especially if you come from corporate America, right? And if you've ever been a supervisor or a manager or a director, once you join network marketing, it becomes pretty easy to fall into that management trap. So I saw some hands up. Director Burke, that's the book. That's the book. Talk about it.
Yeah, that definitely resonated with me because, as a worker bee that I've been all my life pretty much, I never was in charge of pretty much anybody. So when I came into this business and I started my organization, I remember I had like about 15, 20 people under me, and that's total. And I started like a chat, I started a messenger chat for my people. And you said to me, it's like, if I was you, I would just wait until you become a director before you start your chat, because this is going to take all this time away from what you're supposed to be doing, working your business. And I was like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. That's why I found out. I found out, like, yeah, she does know what she's talking about, because I spent every day on that chat, every hour on that chat, just responding to people. And if people aren't responding, I'm just putting things in there so they'll get them to respond. And then they're not responding, I'm putting more stuff. Yeah, it's like it totally took away from what I was supposed to do in this business. And my personal business suffered because of that. And then when I finally let that chat go, put all my people back in the main chat, like the main team chat, and just started rolling, then I was like, good. And I didn't start up again until I became a director. Back to you.
I love it. I love it. Yep. Skylar wants to be on camera. Ma'am. No, not now. Go lay down. All right. D Pryor, you've been in the management trap. Let's talk about it.
Yes, and I think for me, kind of a little bit different from Andrew, Director Burke, is saying that not really knowing what to do, or not really understanding the process, and not knowing that it really would have been a waste of my time and energy to do so, because really not knowing what to do. Like if I would have known, if you would have said that to me, if I would have known from Jump Street, like, girl, don't start no, just because you're a goal builder, don't mean you're supposed to have a chat. You need to wait till you're director. That would have made so much more sense and really have helped a lot in my progress. Because you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. And that's it. So we don't want to beat ourselves up because we were late in getting the information. As I always say, we never lose, we learn, right? And so, Dolores, this is why now you're able to share that with your team as your team grows, right? Hey, don't make the same mistake I did.
Exactly.
Don't be
Yes.
starting no messenger chats because you ain't got no team at 9. My team, you don't have no team at 9, right? You're supposed to be focusing on who's next. All right, so let's jump into this.
I wanted to say
Go
something.
ahead. Yes, amazing, Kay.
I just wanted to say that it was really easy for me to fall into the management trap. Unlike Director Burke, my background as an early childhood educator, I supervised teachers. I was the trainer of the teachers, the supervisor of the teachers. And then over here, when I got to Gold Builder, then I got to 2020, I said, well, okay, I want to make sure they know everything that they need to know. But that I had to realize they are their own business owners. They are their own CEOs. I could share with them my knowledge. I could share them that, but I'm not, I started to be like, okay, this is what we're supposed to be doing. Why are you doing it? And it's like, these are not my employees. That was the other sector of my life. These are my business partners. And that's what I tell them all the time. Because even when they say, oh, our boss, I'm like, I'm not your boss. I'm your business partner. We're business partners. Oh, yeah, but you're above me. Nope. We all have the same business. We're business partners. We're not employee. Unless upline. I don't even like the word upline. And I know network marketing, though, that's a terminology for network marketing. But I personally don't like upline, downline, sideline. Most in Detroit, we're all like under different directors and everything. So we're all sideline partners, but we're all partners. Yes. And that's what I try to get over to people to help them to avoid the management trap. We're partners. We're no employees and employees here. We're partners.
Exactly. I love it. So let's get into these takeaways from chapter 2. Number 1, and y'all, I know y'all got your paper and pen. I know y'all have your paper and pen because note takers are money. See, that's my squad. They ready. I love it. Okay, so number 1, managing an organization is a time-wasting practice that does for others what they should be doing for themselves, thereby creating codependency. So here's my question. If you became an entrepreneur and joined the industry of network marketing with the hope of obtaining time freedom, raise your hand. Anybody want time freedom? If you just type in the chat if you want time freedom, just say I want time freedom. I want to see how many people started their home-based network marketing business because they wanted time freedom. Just type I want time freedom in the chat. And so if time freedom is something that you're looking for, then why on earth would you start managing people? Because that becomes a 24/7, right? If they're dependent, and here's the thing, when people join network marketing, when you're onboarding your new business partner, one of the things that you should absolutely do is manage their expectation of the partnership, right? And so one of the things that you always want to say is my job is to make you independent of me as fast as possible. Independent of me as fast as possible. Because if you don't set those boundaries or manage that expectation, they will be constantly reaching out to you for things that they should already know what to do or where to find, right? And so it's so important, though. However, let me say this, it's important that you do your part in the beginning to make sure that they know where all the tools and resources are, right? If you do that part in the beginning, then after that, they should have everything. And this is why they should be taking notes. So just like I always check in with y'all to make sure y'all have your notebook and pen. Why? Because Tanisha doesn't want to repeat herself, right? When I'm onboarding a new business partner, I make sure they're taking notes too. Why? Because I'm not going to repeat myself. If I told you once, now the second time you got to go find out for yourself, right? But what you're not going to do is ask me stuff that you should already know or have access to. Case in point, y'all ain't going to believe what happened to me yesterday. Y'all ready to hear this? Y'all just ain't gonna believe it, because I looked at my phone like I'm gonna tell y'all what it happened. I got a text saying, let me pull it up. I ain't gonna put nobody on blast. They're probably not watching anyway. Y'all ready to hear what happened? Y'all ain't gonna believe me. You're gonna be like, no, Director Burke, that did not happen. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Now, this person is an entrepreneur, so they got other things going on as well, right? This business is not their everything. And they said, it's been a minute. What's the fee to start the business? Y'all, I went like this. You're asking me how much it is to start the business that you paid for? And you want me to stop what I'm doing and respond to that? I didn't even respond to it. Exactly. What you're not going to do is message your 3-star director and ask them how much it is to start the business, because I guess you got someone who's interested and you don't forgot how much it like, it's stuff like that, right? So don't I didn't even respond. And so when your business partners ask you a question that they should know or know where to go to get it, just don't respond. Just don't respond. There was no excuse for that. They could have acted like they were signing themselves up to figure out how much it costs. They could have logged into their website to see how much it costs. They could have watched the video that we send to everybody that tells how much it costs. But to stop and ask your leader I- moving on, child. Moving on. Number 2. Supporting your team means being there for them when they call to ask for guidance, moral support, or request that you talk to one of their serious, please underline, highlight, bold, serious prospects. A lot of times, and y'all I want us to actually have some dialogue about this one. We think that helping or supporting our team, we get that confused with managing them. When really you just want to make sure that they know that when they have a question, when they need you for something or clarity or something, or they need you to talk to one of their prospects, that you're available to them. But what it does not mean is every 5 minutes you're in the chat putting in, hey, we have a meeting, get on. Hey, I don't see you on, right? If you set them up in the beginning, hey, here are the meetings that you need to plug into. Put these on your calendar. Here are all the flyers. Make sure you save these. So when your new business partner starts, you know how to, pass it on to them. But what it's not is every 5 minutes, like Director Burke was saying, you in the chat trying to get some engagement in the chat when they should be doing income producing activities and not responding to you in a chat. Right? Who wants to talk about this? Anybody confuse supporting with micromanaging? Anybody guilty? Let's talk about it.
Most definitely, because just like divorce and Dr. Burke, Director Burke said, being in the chat, I started a chat because I wanted to make sure that they got everything that they needed because it wasn't in the other chat. So I just want to make sure that they get it. And then I'm finding that my grandbabies in the business are putting stuff in the chat, and the people are putting stuff in the chat that's not relevant. Well, I'm not going to say relevant, but information and stuff like that. And then, okay, with the IMV is starting. Okay, this meeting is starting. Okay, that meeting is started. But my thing was just I want to make sure that they're on, because I'm thinking I'm supporting them, but it's just like you're saying, it's like coddling. And then come on y'all, come into the meeting, come on y'all, holding hands, like, and it was back right here. I always hear your voice. Did I hold your hand? I'm like, okay, let it go. Keep it. Let's go. But yeah, I did mistake that supporting and management trap. I thought I was supporting, but I was actually managing. And now I think I'm going to just like this. I'm want to dismantle the chat. I just want to make sure everybody got their stuff, because then you have business partners that's running and they're not coaching, they're not doing what they should do to help their business partners to go forward, because their business partners are coming to me asking me questions about stuff. So,
well, this is why it's important to plug them into your director's chat so that they have the leadership that is steering the ship in the right direction. And you're supposed to just be focusing on who's next. Go ahead, Director Burke.
Exactly.
All right, so I got a question I wanted to ask. All right. And because I never asked this to you before, and I should have 1,000 times. There's some times when somebody in my organization will post a message or post a question in the chat. Now, pretty much everybody knows about it. And it's like, I know you said sometimes don't coddle them, let them figure it out. But I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone for someone else to answer. And then an hour will go by, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. And then I'm just like, oh my. And then so I got to answer it for them. Like, what would you do in that regard if that happened in your chat?
I would put a message in there that said, what resources have you looked at to get the answer? Because we want to empower them. We don't want to ever give the answer. We want to empower them. Who else wants to speak on this? Go ahead, Amazing K.
Okay, so I'm like our sister in the middle. I don't see her name, but who just spoke before Director Burke. Yes, I have a chat for my team members so they can know what's going on and things like that. And at the beginning, I was just like, you just put, hey, get on, jump on the IMV, hey, jump on the after call, hey, jump on the team meeting, jump on this. But then we all, most of my team, the ones that are plugged in, and I know a few of them are on here. I see Delta in the studio, and I know Arthetis is literally, it's Arthetis, Director Burt. You say Arthetis all the time, but it's Arthetis. She will never correct you, but I'm just letting
Thank
you
you,
know.
Arthetis. I apologize.
That's okay. She always says it's okay, but being a preschool teacher, names are important to me. But anyway, anyway, I digress. We all heard at the same time our number one income earner, Natalie Graham, her famous words, figure that ish out. And we took that to heart. We took that to heart because we are trying to empower people. And I love your response. What resources have you tried? What resources have you already used? Because I do now, and before I didn't, but I do now. I have, when I do the onboarding, and I got this from you, thank you. I let them know all of the things that they are available to plug into, and I highlight the ones that, yes, these are really important. But you want to make it around your calendar, but this is what you should do, and plugging them into our 3-star directors chat and their team page so that they can get that information. And now that's the question. That's the answer I do. Figure that ish out. What did we learn before? What have you looked at? Where you? I'm going to add that. What resources have you used? But yeah, that's the thing.
And IntelliTravel does the same thing. When you send them an email, the first email they send back is, have you look here, 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 and here.
Exactly. Beverly?
Hey everyone, and I like to share because one thing my director and sponsor did when I got here, yes, they guided me, but nobody held my hand, and they would give me the information, and it was on me. This is my business to go and find what I needed. So it has helped me to become extremely resourceful. Now I am have some things I use, the onboarding, Tanisha's 15-day onboarding. I put a scale down checklist that I give the new business partner. This is a checklist that you walk through, make sure you got these things. I do help them when they first come in. Oh, you got these emails coming in. They know what they have, but I am directing them to the chats, to the groups. I make sure that they get plugged into their up leaders groups, that they're in all the groups. They're in Director Scott's group. They're in Director Moore's group. They're involved in the information, and that's all I can do. I am not, and I tried that. It was really slowing me down, even though the team may have been growing in the respect of we're getting more team. They're getting more team members. My numbers were not growing. My numbers were stagnated. So I am not doing, I'm not doing that anymore, but I'm empowering them. I said, my job is to empower you to know how to go get your information. This is all about us. You got a business, I got a business, and we're going to support each other. And even in the chat, it is not my job to put everything to always be in the chat. It is our team chat. It's a team thing. The group is a team thing. It's not about me. I am not your leader. So that's the perspective that I'm coming from. And it has really helped take a lot of pressure off of me, because this is my business too. And I got to move my business along. So yeah.
I love that. Keep reminding people you are the CEO of your business. I promise you, Walmart is not reaching out to Target asking for advice, and vice versa. Right? They're figuring it out. And I will say this, we're not referring to your brand new business partner that's still within their first 30 days. We're not talking about them. Yeah, you're gonna hold their hand and guide them step by step, and keeping in mind that when people first join network marketing, they are very overwhelmed with all the information, especially in our business. that we're in travel. It's a lot of information. And I'm constantly hearing from new business partners that they're feeling overwhelmed. And so one of the things that I always encourage them to do from day one is get a weekly planner with 30-minute blocks of time so that you're not overwhelmed, right? All right, let's move on. And let me go to the chat. Hey, Sunshine McKinney. With momentum here now, we don't have time for that. Exactly. You're welcome, CB. All right, let's move on to number 3. We are empowered far less by heredity, luck, and circumstances than by our vision of what we believe is truly possible for ourselves. So basically, this is saying that, like, you can't motivate somebody else when they truly believe in their product and their service, and they believe that they can absolutely achieve what their goals are. That's what's going to empower them, not you managing them. It's not what you're telling them. They have to believe it. If they don't believe it, then you could talk until you're blue in the face and it's not going to matter, right? It's not like, oh, you know, Director Burke, he gonna hit 6-star because his wife is Tanisha Burke. Everybody knows her, right? And it's not luck. Well, they had a rock star fall into their matrix. No, it's not that it was luck. It was that person's time to be blessed, right? That was their blessing. It had nothing to do with luck. Oh, well, they got started on day one. That was a circumstance. They got started on day one. So, they're going to be sick. No, we got people who started on day one and they're still a goal builder. Barely. So we are empowered far less by heredity, luck, and circumstances than by our vision of what we believe is truly possible for ourselves. So your new business partner, they have to believe. And we always talk about your belief system, right? Your belief has to be high, right? So that's very, very important. Number 4, don't be offended. Be joyous when new business partners finish their training and go to work without calling you every day and asking you to do everything for them. You should be happy when they kind of disappear and you're like, I don't know what happened. I haven't heard from them. Look, they're like, I got it, coach. I'm gone. Boom. Good. That's what you want. You want them spending less time, blowing you up for stuff that they can figure out. That means they got it. You did your job. So you should be thankful and not be offended when they take it and run with it. Anybody want somebody who takes it and runs with it? Or is that just me? Right. We want people that are going to take it and run with it. So don't be offended when your new business partner finishes their training and they off like a rocket. They're not reaching out to you for nothing. I promise you, Mr. Scott is not crying that I'm not blowing up his phone all the time. I don't need to. But when I need him, I'm gonna reach out, right? And that's what you want. Number 5, in this business, everyone has the ability to do great things, but those who lean on their uplines for every single thing are usually the ones who fail. Ooh, I think we need to talk about that, but I'm going to repeat it. In this business, everyone has the ability to do great things, but those who lean on their upline for every single thing are usually the ones to fail. Anybody agree with that or disagree? And let me say this about this particular one. When they do fail and quit, now you mad because you spent so much time. You wasted so much time with them. But it's like, you kind of created that monster. Who wants to talk about this one? Go ahead, Director Burke.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, I had like a business partner from before. Spent countless amounts of hours on this person. And I was, been telling them since the end of the training, it's like you have to go to work. Time to do the work. And she's like, I'm just preparing. And I learned this phrase that sometimes preparation is actually procrastination in disguise, you know.
Mm.
And so she just kept preparing, and then one day out of the blue, just like, oh, this business isn't for me, it's not making me any money. And and I was so mad about that, but it's like you can't make money being in your feelings. So I just had to let it go. And it was just one of those things where now when I think about it, I'm really upset about all the time I wasted on this particular person because of that. So yeah.
I like that. Can you type that in the chat? Preparation is sometimes being masked as procrastination is really being masked, right? As preparation. And you know who typically does that? A green. Aren't greens always getting ready to get ready? That's that. If you do the colors training, that's what they talk about. Greens are always getting ready to get ready. They got notebooks upon notebooks upon notebooks of notes of what they need to do, what they should do, how to do it, and what order to do it in. The best time to do it, they just never do it because they're always preparing to do it. Right? Yeah, same with prospects. I agree. Paralysis by analysis. Yep, Amira, exactly. Yes, sometimes preparation is procrastination in disguise. I love that. I love that. And there's a lot of people doing that. A lot of people doing that. All right. Number 6. If new business partners want to earn more than their leader above them, they just need to be more productive. Recruit more active frontline reps and customers than do their upline. And that's one thing that I absolutely love about the industry of network marketing is it doesn't really matter when you came in. Everything is based on your efforts. What are you going to do with it? You know how in corporate America, we could always blame our boss, human resources, for why we didn't get a really nice raise or a promotion, right? We can always refer back and put the blame on someone else. But man, when you're in network marketing, it is 100% on you. You can't blame anybody for your lack of ability to make money in the industry of network marketing. We all started at the bottom, right? We all paid the fee to get in, whatever that was for you. We all invested our money, the same amount to get started. We all have access to the same compensation plan. We all have access to the same exact product. We all have access to the same leadership. We all get the same information, the same tools, the same resources. And so if you're making money and I'm not, who can I blame but me? It's nobody's fault. It's not your sponsor's fault. They did their job. They sold you the business. That was their job. Because when you joined your business, did you not get emails and information from the company on what you should do next? So you can't blame your sponsor. And if you're plugging in to what the company is telling you to plug into, you're getting the same information that I am. So why is there such a storm of people blaming their leadership for their inability to make money? Why is that?
I like to share on that. You know, a lot of times it has to do. I feel the employee versus the entrepreneur mindset, thinking everybody's supposed to do everything for you because you have that. Well, let me back it up. I had that mindset when I got here, thinking people are supposed to do things for me. This is my own business. And then that syndrome, that victim syndrome. This is not about somebody doing something for me. Everybody who's made it successful in network marketing is because they were the ones who did the work. They went to work when nobody else was. When everybody else was asleep, they were up. When I first got here, I wanted to go to bed at 9 o'clock every night. This morning I was up, even though I wasn't feeling well. I've been not feeling well, but I still had something that I need to get done. And I did it at 2 o'clock in the morning because I wanted to make sure that it was complete so that when I move forward this morning. So it's up to me to do the work. And I have to get out of my fears. I don't care how afraid I am. I have to reach up, ask for help, plug in, get what I need so that I can grow. And if a person doesn't do that, it's nobody else's fault. If they decide they're not going to do it, it's not anybody's fault. So that's what I believe.
I love that. I love that. Divorce?
I think it also stems from just when in the beginning, knowing that you're starting something new, and the people that in the beginning didn't really know how to really start people necessarily, and having a conversation with them, letting them know their stance. So like saying you're going to help them out and not necessarily being able to help them out the way you probably should have. But what I do like is that now with you and some other leaders, letting people know right out the gate, like my goal is to help you be independent as soon as possible in this business so you can really run your business and be successful. So being able to have that responsible conversation with our new business partner is very key and very important.
I agree. And to your point, it's true. Some people, they only know what they know, right? So if they had a sponsor or a leader who didn't do right and show them the things that they needed to show, right? The new business partner, then now you don't know because you only know what you were taught when you came in, right? And it goes back to when I say everything duplicates good and bad. So now you got a whole lineage of people who don't know, how to onboard or how to prospect right or and so this is why when you start a network marketing company, it is a huge responsibility once you make a decision to enroll someone into the business. And I always say, if you're not willing to plug in, especially like, let's take our business, right? Most of us, my industry is the travel industry. And we have two companies, right? We have our host agency and we have our marketing company. And so there are a lot of people who are attracted to becoming a travel agent and they want to, that's why they joined. But then, and that's all they want to focus on too, right? They don't take the time to learn anything about the marketing thing or to plug into anything that's going on in the marketing side. And I get that. And that's 100% fine because it's your business. And who am I to tell you how to run your business? However, when someone reaches out to you and now they want to join the business, you're leading them down an alleyway with a gang of people who are about to do some damage. Like, seriously, it's like you bring the people in, but you can't even lead them because you have not been plugged in to the other side of the business. And all I'm saying is whether or not you want to do the network marketing side of the business or not, you should at least learn it. You paid for it. At least learn it so that when someone does come and say, hey, I'm interested, I want to get started, I want financial freedom, I want that residual income, I want to leave a legacy, whatever the case may be, that you can do right by them. But I see too many people just focusing on one side of the business. And then when someone wants to join them, they don't know what to tell them to plug into. They don't know about our morning call. They don't know about our weekly trainings. They don't know about the team. So stop enrolling people if you're not going to do right by them. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Who wants to speak on that?
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
I just love CJ.
We're having conniptions because 100%, 100%. And I'm getting a lot of those calls, a lot of those texts, a lot of those messages. And I'm like, okay, let me help you out over here. But you don't know why. And I'm silent about it, and I take it in because I'm gonna be transparent. I have gone from gold to silver to bronze and so the attrition scares me because I've been in this from day one, not day one, but I've been in it for a long time. So now I'm coming back. I'm trying to work on. I hate to say trying, but I say trying because when I'm trying to, I'm getting pulled back to help somebody else that has not been trained properly. I'm not gonna let you
get away with saying trying.
I know you're not, but I'm because I'm. Oh, okay. You need some help because you're part of my organization. So I'm over here trying to do this over here, but I'm
just trying again.
I did.
You know, I'm gonna smack your hand every time. CJ, you've been with me for like 6 years, 7 years,
and this is what this is. Get away with it. I'm sorry. I'm working on my business, and then I'm pulled back because I have to work on somebody else's because you have not been trained properly. You have not been. That's why I keep my group. That's why I keep my chat because y'all need to know this stuff. And then when I'm calling meetings, y'all ain't showing up because y'all not being told. So yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, let me say this. Yes, if you identify someone who they've been in the business for a while and they were not brought on properly, and so they didn't know what they didn't know. I'm actually dealing with that right now with one of my directors. She was not brought on properly, so she's feeling like I don't know how to lead my own team because I wasn't brought on properly. And how does she know she wasn't brought on properly? Because she sees now what's going on, that things that other people are saying and doing, and she's like, well, I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that. Right. So she was not brought on properly as well. And so what am I having to do? We're gonna press the reset button on your onboarding, because that's where it starts. It starts with the onboarding. The onboarding is the foundation of the business. And so if you don't get that right, it's like you're building a house on sand, on quicksand, right? You got to take that time and do a proper onboarding. Yes, it's a lot of information. Guess what? That's what a notebook is for. Write it down. You don't have to remember everything. You just need to know where to access the information. So the onboarding, in my opinion, y'all know this is the world according to Tanisha, and it doesn't mean anything to anybody but Tanisha. I'm only going to tell y'all my personal experience. This is my opinion. It's my channel. And if there's somebody out there who don't like it, you can log off respectfully. But in my opinion, based on what I've seen, especially over the last 7.5 years, if the person is not onboarded correctly with the right information, they are doomed to fail. And they're failing, unfortunately, during a window of time that keeps getting smaller and smaller, and boom.
So what question? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What do you do when you have onboarded your directs and they're not duplicating, and then the people are coming to you?
So for me personally, and this is me, this is why for our travel business, this is why Director Crystal Brown and myself came up with the 40-day, 40-night boot camp, what the work looks like. Why? Because we're not going to keep having a conversation over and over and over again with people that just didn't get it the first time. So we say, go to Director Burke's YouTube channel, go to matter of fact, there's a whole playlist now. It's not even in business education. There's a whole playlist called 40 Days, 40 Nights, What the Work Looks Like Boot Camp. And I tell them it's a 6-week boot camp. You put yourself through it. I explain, watch the videos on Sunday. Whatever you learn on Sunday, execute it that week. Next Sunday, watch the next video, execute it that week. Why? Because I'm not going to keep repeating myself over and over. And when you're an entrepreneur, do you realize you got to be a self-starter? This is not an employee, supervisor, situation. You are the CEO of your business. So you got to be a self-starter. You got to learn how to work, yes, with a team, but also autonomously, right? Independent. And so if they're serious about it, Constance, guess what they're going to do? They're going to complete the 40-day, 40-night boot camp.
And one of my grandbabies did that, and she's moving right. You know what I'm saying? She's doing the work and everything like that. So that's her team. I really don't have to be concerned with more of my grandbabies. So thank you. I just a little lift off my shoulders. Thank you.
Yeah, 40-day, 40-night, what the work looks like boot camp. So if you are part of my travel business, the same one I'm in, right? Because we got other people from other network marketing businesses watching this. But if you're part of my travel business and you have people who maybe they signed up, but they haven't been doing anything for years, and now they want to press the reset button on their business, just go to the playlist 40 days, 40 nights, what the work looks like boot camp, and they can take themselves through it without you. Now, here's what I would suggest you do as a leader, as a coach, is say, you know what, halfway through, let's have a one-on-one. This way I can clarify anything that, and I also want to know, what you're learning. Any aha moments that you have. Do you have any questions about anything, or are you good? Okay, you good. All right, finish out the last 3 weeks. Okay, so that's what I would do as a leader. Let's move on to number 7. If you become frustrated because your business partners are not successful, teach them to visualize the end result and direct most of your energy towards those who do. Oh, when y'all start complaining about my team ain't, this person's not, right? This really basically is saying, remind them of their why. That's basically what the translation of this is. Remind them of their why. And if they have a strong enough why, they're going to do the work, and that's where you put your attention to. The person who's like, yes, you're right. I remember I said I was doing this because I wanted to buy my first house. I'm tired of renting an apartment. The rent keeps going up every year. Yes, that's important to me. The person that can remember their why and it drives them, that's who you spend your time with. But there's some people, to be honest with you, I don't think they believe in their own why. I think they just be saying stuff. Because I'm like, it's impossible for you, and I know your situation, and I just can't understand how I know your situation and you still not doing the work. I don't understand it. But guess what? I don't need to. That's your business. Some people, and here's the other part, and I want you all to make a note of this. Some people just are happy enough to be a part of something. And we have to recognize who those people are and be okay with it. Some people are just happy to be a part of something. And it's sad because typically we want more for them than they want for themselves. And so identify those people who just want to be a part of something and meet them where they are. Stop trying to make them do something that they're just not driven to do. It's okay. And guess what? Leverage their strengths. They might be really good at making flyers. Let them be the flyer maker for your team. And they might be super, super happy just doing that. Every time there's a new business, hey, here's the picture. Can you please make a welcome flyer for me, please? You do such a great job. If that's their thing. I'm not saying to do that to someone who's running, trying to hit their next promotion. I'm saying the people you identify that they ain't gonna do nothing, they just happy to be here, it's okay. Stop trying to make them go left when they want to go right, because now that just puts more stress on you. And it's so not worth it. You should be enjoying your business. You should be enjoying helping people and training and onboarding. And, you should be, doing the PBRs and you should enjoy it. If you're not enjoying growing your team, you're probably in the wrong industry. Probably. I would gather that you're probably going to be miserable in network marketing. If you don't like people, I used to be that person. I used to say, I don't like people, especially women. I used to say that all the time. I can't stand women. Like, give me a whole bunch of guy friends because they're unemotional. There's no drama. They just, whatever it is. Anybody like that besides me? Divorce is like, no. Oh my gosh, I couldn't stand females. Could not stand them and would verbally say that. Because it was too much drama, too catty, too many lies, too fake and phony. Guys are not like that. Guys are not fake and phony. I'm just saying. Thank you, Lynette. I guess and Shamika says she used to be like that too. Yeah. But I've grown, I've matured, I've been delivered. I love my sisters in success now. I do. I love y'all. But it wasn't like that. But they don't show it, Amira. She said men are more emotional than us, but they don't show it. They'll keep that down 10 layers deep. Men could have an argument with each other and then fight each other and say, okay, now let's go get a beer. And it's all good. Ladies, we gonna block you. No, not before we block you. We're gonna talk about you on social media without using your name. We're going to tell anybody who will listen about what you do, what you did, right? And then we're going to block you. Real childish. But anyway, getting back, I digress. I'm so sorry. Okay, so number 8. Because this is a business of duplication, your people will do what you do. If you manage your downline, so will they. If your time is spent prospecting and recruiting, so will they. They will do, right? Speed of the leader is the speed of the team. Isn't that what we always say? Speed of the leader is the speed of the team. So your team is going to do what you do. So please don't complain when nobody on your team has enrolled anybody. When was the last time you enrolled someone? Is the question. If they don't see you raising a new banner in 6 months because you haven't enrolled anyone, then you have no right to say anything about them not enrolling anyone, right? If your sales in travel aren't where they should be, then you can't be talking about anybody else about their sales in travel. They doing what you do. If they don't get anybody on the webinar, guess what? How many did you get on the webinar? If they don't bring anybody to the meeting, how many people did you bring to the meeting? They're going to do what you do. Number 9, the key to successfully building a large dynamic organization is to steadily continue to prospect and recruit, creating a wide front line. When we talk about front line, we're talking about people that you personally enroll in the business. That is your front line. That is your front line. People that you personally bring in the business. We call that phase 1. Always stay in phase 1. Always stay in phase 1. Amira said, the blocking, that's me. I feel seen. Yes, Amira, we got to work on that emotional intelligence. Because when you have that emotional intelligence, instead of blocking, you're like, no, I want them to see me shine. I want them to see me thrive. I'm going to give them a show. That's what I do. I don't do the blocking thing. I want you to watch me. When I left my job, right, and I shared the business with all my coworkers and stuff, and they were like, no, 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 no. I could have blocked them, but no, I want them to see my rise. I want them to see, right? That's that emotional intelligence. I could show you better than I can tell you, for sure. All right. Where were we? Yes, the key to successfully building a large dynamic organization is to steadily continue to prospect and recruit, creating a wide front line. This is why you cannot be stuck in the management trap, because when you're managing, you're not prospecting. And now, as who was it that said that? Someone said, I think it was you, Beverly, right? Your numbers weren't moving because you was helping other people. Like, no, no, no. All right. Number 10 is a big one. And then I have a couple of bonus ones for you. Don't make the mistake that results in nearly 50% of the failures in our industry. And what is that? Building your front line for the first few months, then stopping to manage your people. If you've been through that, just type guilty in the chat. This is a support group. We got you. This is a support group. We got you. That's cool, Amira. That's cool. Yes, I will put up number 9 again. Look, I got some guilties. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's good, because acknowledging that you've done it is the first step to recovery. Right? And now you get to help your new business partners not make the same mistake, right? You don't want to, and we see this a lot. This is why, all right, can I keep it real with y'all? Honestly, this is why I think we have a clog of goal builders. I think we have a clog. Well, maybe that's not the right word. What's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? An overabundance.
It's a bottleneck.
A bottleneck. Thank you.
Yeah.
I believe that this is why we have a bottleneck of goal builders. I think it's because they hit goal, right? Got the recognition. I'm a goal builder. I reached the top of the builders program. And now it's my team. And they trying to manage. And they stop recruiting. They stop recruiting and going wide. That is why I feel we have a bottleneck of goal builders. Anybody disagree with me on that? I'm open to hearing, a different point of view.
Oh, I don't have a different point of view. I totally agree, because that's what happened to me. And then I just felt that, and then my number just fell. Attrition happened because I'm helping everybody else on that side. So I totally agree. I have to disagree on that. Next person.
Shamika said plethora. I always struggle with saying that word, plethora. It's like if I don't, I have to say it really slow. All right. So number 10, again, make sure y'all got this one.
I have something really quick.
Yes, absolutely.
I also think that there may be a bottleneck when it comes to the DITs as well, because I see how Mr. Bradley kind of probably had to reassess situations, and he came with a program that's for DITs, which I think is very instrumental. Because once I get out of this bottleneck of COVID, I definitely don't get to DIT and be stuck. So
right,
I think yeah.
In our company, it's goal builder, DIT, 1-star, and 2-star. Like those 4, goal builder, DIT, 1-star, 2-star. Those 4 are so different. Yes, the work is the same, PS3, but the work is the same. I guess it's more of, I don't even know how to put it. The environment, the mental changes at each of those levels. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like your mindset going to gold is me, right? Because you can't get to goal builder unless you personally enroll 9 people. So it's a very selfish mentality. You ain't got to think about nobody else. You just like, let me get my 9, right? And then some of your 9 turn into 50, right? And so now you're a DIT. And now you have some people who are now raising it. They need 3-way calls, right? So now it's like you can't be 100% selfish because now you need to start doing 3-way calls for them. Now you need to help onboarding their new people. So now the leadership skill has to kick in. And so if you didn't have the leadership skill coming in the door, now you're trying to develop it while you have a team of 50. And that's where you make a whole bunch of mistakes and you keep rolling back because you're speaking to people the wrong way and they're quitting and right? That's at 50. So then you start to learn, what to do. You don't roll back a lot and you had to rebuild. And then you finally hit 1 star, right? Because you're like, I just got to keep going. I brought in 9, I brought in 20, I got to keep going. And so you're 1 star and you're like, I brought in most of these people. I got maybe 2, 3 people who say they want it. They doing something, but they ain't really running. And now you're trying to get the 2 star. And now it's a totally different ball game because the team that got you to 1 will not be the team that gets you to 2. And so now we have the bottleneck of the 1 stars, right? So now it's, okay, now we have to teach them how to be leaders. And how do you be a leader? You got to lead from the front. Your team is going to do what you do. And so they're learning, I wasn't supposed to manage that team of 100. I'm supposed to lead the team of 100. That's different. Oh, what does that look like? Oh, okay, I get it now. And then they make it to 2 star. By the time you hit 2 star, you realize, okay, I got to keep recruiting because the team that got me to 2 is not the same team that will get me to 3. The team that got you to 3 is not the same team that will. So it's like by 2 star, you kind of realize that and you're like, oh, okay, I got it now. I got it now. I got it. It definitely changes. It definitely changes. Crystal said, how to keep from making this mistake. How can we build our team and manage? What type of schedule should we keep? Great question, Crystal. So how do you keep from making the mistake? There's no manage in it at all. There's no manage. The way you lead is by example. Very, very simple. The way you lead and inspire is by example. That's the formula. Plug into everything that you're supposed to be plugged into. Show up for every event you're qualified to attend. Always focus on who's next. Onboard your people the right way. Spend the time with them in the beginning to get them that first 30 days that they with you. Y'all should be like this. Like this. Y'all should be talking every few days, few times a week. You should be working with them on Zoom and stuff or in their living room if they're close by. For them first 30 days, build that relationship with them. And let them know from the beginning, Crystal, my job is to make you independent of me as fast as possible so that you can take this business and run with it. And always keep reinforcing you are the CEO of your business because some of these people have never been in that position. They've only been an employee their entire life. So they don't know how to, okay, I just paid my money to start a network marketing business. They don't know how to just cut that employee mindset off. And they don't know what a CEO mindset looks like. So how do you get them? You put them into the sauce. You put them into the culture of your company. And when you put them into the culture of your company, then they realize, oh, everybody's a boss. You got boss dudes, boss babes, like, oh, okay, they running their business. But you have to show that you're running your business. You have to be confident. You have to be plugged into everything. You got to work on your personal development. You got to read the books. right? The more you learn, the stronger your posture gets, right? And then now you're operating like a CEO. You got that CEO swag. You know the people who are entrepreneurs. Don't entrepreneurs have a certain swag with them? It's almost like CEOs have that, like entrepreneurs have that. You can't tell me I make my own money kind of attitude. That swag, don't they? Right? You want to develop yourself to the point where you got that kind of swag. Where like you don't pay these bills over here. I don't do drama. I do business. That's swag. You gotta have that swag, but you only get that swag with competence. That will breed confidence. And so when your team see you got that confidence because you're competent and you got that entrepreneur swag, they're gonna be like, I want to be like her when I grow up. And then they're gonna do what you do. But some people aren't studying the industry. I study the industry of network marketing. I know who, if you don't know who Grant Cardone is, you're under a rock. If you don't know Matt Morris, I keep saying Morrison. Matt Morris, you're under a rock. It's like you got to know these people because they are giants in the industry and you can learn from them because that's who I learned from coming in the door. Right? Beverly, did you want to share something?
I just wanted to say I watched through the pandemic. I watched a few people grow up and develop in this, even in planet marketing, and their swag today. I don't know if you plug into that IMV. You watching Pathro Daniel and Melanie Washington this morning. Them ladies got some swag, baby, and I watched them grow. I sat there and watched their numbers grow. I watched them grow. They stay plugged in. So I have to learn to do what they did. So that swag be coming, And so, yeah, I got you. I'm on your
And
heels.
you know what's funny? 4 hours ago, Mr. Bradley posted, own your swag. Never let anyone or anything take it away from you. Own your swag. Never let anyone or anything take it away from you. That swag, that people are attracted to that. I'm not talking about being conceited, and it's different. Swag has more to do with confidence. It's like another level of confidence. It's like the epitome. It's like the top tier of confidence. It's swag. And when you know what you know, your swag should be like off the charts. And people are attracted, especially Reds. Reds are going to be attracted to other people who have swag because they're like, ooh, that's a strong leader. That's who I want to partner with. Own your swag. All right, let me go through these bonuses real quick. I got a couple of bonuses. Again, we're talking about chapter 2 of your first year in network marketing. Avoid the management trap. Reinforce self-sufficiency rather than dependency. Reinforce self-sufficiency rather than dependency. That's self-explanatory. I don't need to say anything else for that one. Set your sights on the goal. Consistently meet the steps outlined in your business plan and don't make excuses. Whatever it takes, just do it. And what do we say here? Don't make excuses, make adjustments. Don't make excuses, make adjustments. Set your sights on the goal and consistently meet the steps outlined in your business plan. It's not your team's business plan, your business plan for your business. They got to meet the steps in their business plan. And then lastly, merely overseeing the activities of your organization is not leading them, but rather misleading them into rearranging their deck chairs on the Titanic. Think about that. Right? That's a drop the mic statement. Merely overseeing the activities of your organization is not leading them, but rather misleading them into rearranging their deck chairs on the Titanic. Meaning y'all gonna sink anyway. So stop trying to say, oh, just come over here and move this over there. That's what happens when you're overseeing. You think you're doing something, but you don't have the right things in place for it to thrive. Just because you overseeing. I see that a lot, actually. And when we say rearranging their deck chairs, it's like you're working with the same people who have told you over and over and over again, they ain't ready to do the work. And so you think by managing them, they all of a sudden going to want to work. No, they are going to motivate them to work. And as I always say, if their bank account doesn't motivate them to do something, there's absolutely nothing you can say or do, meaning you can manage them till you turn green in the face. They're not going to do it. Absolutely, boss lady. Yes. Holton Buggs, Stormy Wellington, Ray Higdon, they all have stuff that you can learn from. But don't plug your team into them. You get the information and bring it back to your team. Follow the leaders. All right, takeaways. Ooh, we went way over today. It's 12 after, but can I get 2 takeaways from today that are aha moments for you that you're saying, yep, okay, I need to make sure I don't do that. Anybody want to share? Go ahead, Director Burt.
Oh yeah, you gave me a planetism today. Swag comes with confidence, or confidence is received through competence. I love that. I love that. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Crystal said, lead by example. Good job, Crystal. Anybody else?
I like to say that procrastination can be masked as preparation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Director Burt gave us that one. That was a good one. Absolutely, absolutely.
Mine was the same thing. I wrote it different. Preparing equals procrastination. Procrastinating being masked is in disguise. Preparing is in disguise.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. Lynette said, get out of the management trap and focus on my business. I'm glad you were able to identify, Lynette, that you were in the management trap. That's good. And Chrissy said, reset. Exactly, exactly. Ms. Delta? Go ahead, Delta.
My takeaway is not just sitting in your mess. You got to get up, be consistent, and move forward. You can't just settle for anything. You got to stay focused and move yourself forward. You just can't settle. You can't sit in. You create a mess. You can't just sit in it, wallow around in it. You got to pick yourself up, clean, dust yourself off, and move forward. That's what my takeaway is. Don't just sit and settle in it.
Exactly, exactly. Get up. As Mr. Moore says, if you in hell, keep moving. Don't just sit there and burn up, right? Don't force it. If they're not ready, leave them where they are. Exactly. Focus, replace. Y'all write this down. And then I'm going to end this on this last note. Write this down. I ain't, yes, I said ain't. I ain't chasing them, I'm replacing them.
Ooh.
Period. I ain't chasing them, I'm replacing them. Period. And do exactly what you say you're going to do. Don't chase them, replace them. Period. All right. See y'all on Thursday where we will be doing chapter 3. Have a blessed day, everyone. Thanks for joining.